Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to explore a really fascinating intersection of history and biology. We're looking at traditional Thai massage. Now, it's an ancient healing art, sure, but as you'll see, it's actually scientifically proven to heal the modern body. If you've ever felt like your physical body is just, wearing down and you literally can't figure out why, well, this Explainer is exactly for you. So let's start right here. Does your body feel physically burned out? I mean, think about the daily physical toll we put ourselves through. Our source material uses the high-stress, sensory-heavy environment of Las Vegas as basically the ultimate example of modern burnout. We're talking everything from working incredibly long corporate hours to athletes training in that intense heat to, honestly, simply walking miles up and down the strip. All of these activities create compounding physical tension and deep structural imbalances that we just can't afford to ignore anymore.
And here's where we usually get it wrong. We tend to think resting is enough. But active intervention is actually way more important than passive rest. Just crashing on the couch after a long, exhausting week, that simply isn't enough to fix structural stress. Your body actually requires active, structured physical manipulation to clear out metabolic waste, restore your muscle function, and get those joints moving properly again.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the ancient roots of healing, move into the mechanics of Thai massage, break down the science of recovery, compare therapeutic modalities, and finally cover exactly what to expect. All right, section 1. Ancient roots of healing, a 2,000-year evolution. See, this isn't just some spa luxury. It's a profound, highly comprehensive medical system. Over 2,000 years ago, the foundational techniques were actually attributed to Jivaka Kumar Bhatta. He was a renowned physician who famously treated the Buddha. From there, this knowledge migrated into Southeast Asia alongside Buddhist philosophy, evolving over centuries. Historically, these incredibly complex anatomical maps were passed down strictly through oral traditions in Buddhist temples. But eventually, by the 19th century, King Rama III commissioned scholars to carve these medical texts and anatomical diagrams directly into stone tablets at Wat Po in Bangkok. Talk about literally setting it in stone to preserve that intricate knowledge forever. Moving right along to Section 2, Mechanics of Thai Massage, the physical application.
Now, what's really interesting here is the stark, surprising contrast between what you might be used to and what authentic Thai massage actually entails. Standard Western modalities typically happen on a raised table, they use oils, and focus on passive gliding strokes. But traditional Thai massage? It's a whole different ballgame. It takes place on a supportive floor mat, you remain fully clothed, and the practitioner uses assisted stretching and dynamic multi-point pressure. And I mean multi-point. We're talking thumbs, palms, elbows, knees, and even feet. Being on the floor is absolutely crucial because it allows the therapist to use their own body weight and leverage to manipulate your tissue.
Now, this highly specific manipulation is based on an ancient concept called Sen Lines. According to traditional theory, these are invisible pathways where life energy flows throughout the human body. And for centuries, practitioners used this esoteric concept to guide their treatments. But here is where it gets absolutely fascinating. Modern anatomical science actually offers a direct, concrete parallel to those ancient energy maps. Enter myofascial meridians. This is the continuous web of connective tissue that encases all your muscles and organs. Science has shown that those ancient Sen lines map almost perfectly onto the body's myofascial meridians. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. By systematically applying pressure along these specific lines, the practitioner isn't just balancing mystical energy, they are effectively releasing fascial adhesions and restoring standard functional movement patterns right back into your physical structure. Let's get into Section 3, the science of recovery. The clinical evidence. Decades of clinical trials actually validate the biological mechanics happening during a session. The rhythmic compression significantly lowers your resting heart rate and decreases cortisol production. This essentially forces a mandatory systemic reset, shifting your body from a stressed-out sympathetic state into a deeply healing parasympathetic state. Meanwhile, the assisted yoga-like stretching acts like a biological pump. It forces stagnant fluid out of the soft tissues and draws in fresh, oxygenated blood to accelerate cellular repair. It even separates the joint spaces slightly to lubricate articular cartilage, which provides immediate structural relief for chronic issues like, say, lower back pain. Okay, Section 4, comparing therapeutic modalities, finding the right fit for you. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact clinical differences between your options. If you want to target superficial musculature and improving this return, well, Swedish massage uses passive gliding strokes for that. If you need to break down localized scar tissue, deep tissue uses sustained firm friction, or sports massage is great for targeted mobilization. But look at traditional Thai massage. It uniquely focuses on fascial meridians and joint capsules through assisted stretching and rhythmic compression. It's an active intervention designed specifically to increase your overall range of motion while lowering systemic cortisol. It's truly a comprehensive musculoskeletal reset.
Which brings us to Section 5, What to Expect. Let's get into some practical consumer advice.
This leads to perhaps the most common question you might be wondering. Is the treatment painful? Because, there's a pretty widespread misconception that for bodywork to be effective, it somehow has to be agonizing. But the answer is no, absolutely not. The pressure is firm and intentional. A highly trained practitioner communicates constantly with you to find the exact edge of your tissue resistance. You might feel what's called a productive release when they're addressing tight knots, but it should never, ever cross the line into sharp or intolerable pain. It's all about smart leverage, not brute force.
Next up, what should I wear to my appointment? I ask this because it highlights another completely unique aspect of this modality compared to almost every other type of bodywork out there. You actually remain fully clothed for the entire duration of the session. There is absolutely no disrobing required. You'll want to wear loose, breathable clothing. Think athletic wear, yoga pants, or just loose cotton. In fact, many authentic facilities will actually provide you with specialized, loose-fitting garments right when you arrive. This just ensures you have the maximum flexibility needed for those assisted stretching postures. Finally, the big logistical question, how often should I receive treatment? Like, if you're going to invest in your structural care, what is the right cadence? Well, it really depends on your goals. If you're dealing with acute muscle recovery, say from an injury or severe mobility restrictions, going once a week yields the fastest results. However, if you're just looking for general physical maintenance against the daily wear and tear of life, basic stress management, and ongoing joint health, then receiving a treatment once or twice a month provides excellent sustained benefits. Which brings us to a provocative thought I want to leave you with today. What active steps are you taking to invest in your own long-term physical longevity? We've seen today how ancient wisdom and modern anatomical science completely agree that passive rest simply isn't enough. Your body needs active maintenance. I really challenge you to rethink your recovery routine, look at the science we've broken down, and consider seeking out authentic, scientifically backed interventions to keep you moving well for years to come. Thanks for joining in on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.